day, everyone. This is Tablega Maria Teresa from BEd to Constructivism, and our lesson for today is the presentation of data. So, before we start, allow me to discuss the lesson objectives. So, at the end of the lesson, you should be able to first define and illustrate the different method of presenting data. Second, identify the parts of a statistical table. The third one is we are going to determine the different types of graphs or diagram and their uses. And the last one is represent a set of data using the different method of presenting data. So let's start. So what is presentation of data? So presentation of data refers to the organization or data into tables, graphs, or charts so that logical and statistical conclusion can be derived from the collected measurement. So there are methods or different methods of presenting data. The textual method, the tabular, and the graphical. So in textual presentation, the data should be gathered or presented in paragraph form. The data are written and read. It is a combination of text and figure. So textual presentation can be presented in a narrative form or a sentence form. So let us have the example of a textual presentation. So of the 100 sample interviewed, the following complaints were noted. 27 lakhs of books in the library, 25 for a dirty playground, 20 for lack of chairs, and 17 for a not well-maintained university building. So the data that you gathered from your interview, you have this digit which is the 27, the 25, and the 20 and the 17. So that is the example of a textual presentation, and it is written in a paragraph or narrative form. So next is the tabular presentation. So come from the word itself, it's tabular, it's table. So tabular presentation, method of presenting data using statistical table, a systematic organization of data in columns and rows. So next is there are parts of statistical table. First is the table heading. It consists of table numbers and title. So later on, I'm going to present you the sample of table and their label. So the second one is the stubs. It's classification or categories which are found at the left side of the body of the table. And the third one is the box head, the top of the column, and the body, which is the main part of the table. The footnotes, any statements or note inserted, and then the source notes, the source of statistics. So these are the example of the table and their label. So we have also the graphical presentation. It's a method of presenting data using graph and charts or graph or charts or diagrams, a method which enables us in studying the cause and effect relationship between two variables. So these are the kinds of graphs. First is the bar graphs, used to show relationship or comparison between groups. And we have also the pie or the the circle graph show percentage effectively, and then the line graph, most useful in displaying data that changes continuously over time. So we also have the pictograph. It uses small identical or figure of object called isotopes in making comparison. Each pictures represent a definite quantity. So the isotope here is the apple. So each apple has its own quantity. So here, one apple represents 10 apples, and then half an apple represents a 5 apples. And that's all for today. Thank you everyone and God bless. I hope that you gain some information or you learn about me. Thank you.